Typically, when you put a group of people together who don't know each other, there can be a lot of awkward silence. Thankfully, we didn't have to worry about that.
All right, on. Hate to see it. Poetry in motion.
For a whole month this summer, 4 passionate College Trout Unlimited fishermen from all over the country drove throughout the Pacific Northwest. We embarked on a journey to capture the genuine stories of people whose lives depend on the Columbia River Basin and who are dedicating their lives to protecting it. Along the way, we witnessed inspiring conservation feats.
Because if we aren't connected to the places, we aren't going to want to care for them.
But at the end of the day, we formed a long-lasting friendship through the love of learning together, fishing together, and even cutting it close together.
Running through that field with the lightning going off. Oh, I was so scared. I lost my shoe.
An amazing thing happens when you gather people who all share a passionate and unique connection to the environment. They push each other to continue to make a change. This is our story.
Welcome to the 2019 Odyssey.
Geeked out right now.
I saw that rock too.
Did it break?
Yeah.
I was ready to take a swim for that fish. Like,
Just sitting there. I don't know what to do right now. I don't know this rock there. Oh, I see him.
Big rock right here, just be careful. He's getting pretty close.
Oh.
I'm Crystal Elliott, the Washington State Habitat Director for Trout Unlimited, and very exciting project we're working on. This is a mission project, BDA or Beaver Dam Analog work with the Forest Service, doing an ecological restoration project to try to store more water higher in the watershed to improve late season flows down in the valley. And using beaver dam analogs and mimicking what beavers do in their hydrologic engineering feats, we're backing up water, trying to create habitat for beaver by ponding water and then allowing them to come in, and then voila, they essentially establish and maintain our beaver dam analogs and turn them into real beaver dams, therefore kind of in perpetuity creating that natural reservoir that we need high up in the watershed.
Big focus for the Forest Service in the upper part of the McKenzie River subbasin is valley bottoms where there's high potential to restore connectivity across that valley bottom. What we're missing for our fish is that slow water off-channel type habitat. So a lot of those rivers are now in an incised condition and fully disconnected from their valley bottoms. So we're really keying in on the opportunities to restore that valley bottom connectivity. One of the main objectives for these Stage 0 projects is to restore habitat diversity, right? Pre-project, we basically had that one habitat type. And out here now, just a year after the project, you have endless habitat types. All sorts of stoneflies, caddisflies, mayflies. You just don't see this on any of the pre-project rocks. Macros started recovering within months of the project. We had fish spawning. It's pretty remarkable how quickly life comes back to these systems.
Making a brief pit stop on the Washington coast, we met up with fellow fly fisherman Josh Phillips, who brought us to a coastal stream that truly encompassed the natural landscape of the area, and also gave us a shot at catching a very special fish.
So Dyer, I think that makes up for the one you lost on the meadow, huh?
Dude, great fish.
We spent countless nights around a fire, sharing stories and reminiscing about the memories we formed together. As we prepared for the last leg of our journey, we reflected upon how grateful we were to have met so many inspiring people along the way.
I think we're putting in 184 of these structures over 4.5 miles in BLM and Forest Service ground, and about 80 whole trees.
Every fish that we can protect in a project like this, certainly we will see a benefit down the road. These headwater systems that remain are very important to try to protect now, because if we don't do it now, there's a really good chance that we'll never have an opportunity to do it. And when these systems are gone, they're gone forever.
Seeing all the restoration just, that's going on in these home watersheds really gives me hope that these fish populations can rebound. But I think we need to continue to take a hard look at some of the limiting factors to the decreasing fish populations and be treating those through restoration efforts and monitoring our efforts. And I really hope that we see success through that.
We then joined a fish salvage effort and met Ian Wilson, the Umatilla tribe's fish biologist. In true fisherman spirit, Ian invited us to fish and camp on his property later in the week. In the meantime, we found eager rainbows to curb our itch to fish.
And I'm absolutely digging the shorts right now.
Oh! I think I snapped off. That was a big fish.
I get my dad down here, and I'm like, all right, Dad, this is what you got. You got to cast, and then you got to keep your line. You got to get the slack out of it though. And if that fill bobber goes under, there's a fish on. But I'm watching him out of the corner of my eye. I'm standing right down here, and he's right here, and I watch him. He's got he gets a lot more focused. Sure enough, that bobber just whoop, and he nails it, and he takes it down here and lands it, and now it's just like you can see the fire in his eyes. And all my life I've been so passionate about fish, and he's supported me in that. And we just had this really cool role reversal moment where I said, Dad, we got to get going. And he just goes, he's casting, and he looks over at me and he goes, one more cast. And I was just like, yes! It was one of the best moments of my life to see him catch that fire like I've always had. I mean, he had it. He knew what it was all about. He passed away in 2012, way earlier than I would have liked him to have, but we had some great memories right here on this river together like that one. So yeah, it was pretty neat.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah. You know, whenever you're out here fishing, you're always like, man, I could use some pineapple and some strawberry. But Croy came up with the perfect option. Cold, refreshing. Hey! There we go.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that looks like a nice one, huh, Dan? Yeah.
Oh.
The sun began to set on our final night on the road. Fish were caught, and there were smiles all around. But it's not really an adventure if there's a fairy tale ending, right?
Solid morning of fishing and afternoon. Thorn, my sleeping bag is pretty wet right now.
What a way to end it, huh?
River restoration is not something that often comes up in the news, but it's something that is vitally important to the ecosystems of this region. So by sharing these stories and empowering the people who are doing this work, we're shedding light on an area that needs to be given that platform.
I mean, I just think that all ages should really care about this, because you don't want everywhere to be just a concrete jungle and just roads everywhere and people everywhere. You need to protect all these ecosystems and the environment so that you don't lose them and you can enjoy them.
If you want to be involved with these things, you have to develop that passion, and that starts by getting outdoors.
Really important to find those things that inspire you and to try to go out and do something like the Odyssey or whatever's possible for you to, learn and to make a difference.
It just reminds me of how lucky we are to be out here, People are potentially doing the same thing we're doing, but they're professionals and we might not have the gear and maybe as much experience, but the fact that we're getting to experience this at such a young age is incredible. And I really hope that these kind of things can, inspire other people to get out there too. I'm proud to be a part of Trout Unlimited and the Five Rivers Club and be a part of that movement and change, because I think we're going to do something really special. And just know that wherever you are, no matter who you are, you can do that too.
Thank you.